Hi, and welcome to Walks with Holly. In case you're joining me for the first time, I am Holly, and I am a housewife and mom of 4 kids. I am also a homeschooling mom. And today, speaking of moms, I am here with my mom. This is my mother, Karen, and she is the homeschooling expert. She is also the teaching expert. She has taught in the public schools, private schools, charter schools since the 1970s? Mm-hmm. So decades. And she also homeschooled my siblings and myself growing up. So if we need any questions answered here, she is the expert. So we're going to answer the most common asked question today. This is part 1 of our homeschool series. So the most common question that I've gotten asked, that she's gotten asked is, what advice would you give to a new homeschooling parent? So what advice would you give?
Okay, first of all, I would say relax. That's the first thing I would say. Keep it simple. Your child's not going to lose anything if you're not doing everything perfect. I'm going to get into that later in other videos on how the child's mind works and why you're not destroying their life if you don't have everything perfect. Teachers like to give you the impression that they know everything. But I would always say to my parents when they came in, when I taught kindergarten for 15 years, the parents would come into my classroom and the first thing I would say is, you are the teacher. I'm only the tool to help you do your job. So it is your job, and it doesn't have to be perfect. So that's the first thing I would say. Get something, a curriculum that you can live with, that you can work with. They always want to go to the big curriculums like a Becca and things like that might take you 6 hours a day. It doesn't have to be 6 hours a day. 2 or 3 hours a day is all you need, and then you get to be creative with your children for the rest of the day. So I would say, hey, I'm a teacher, and I started out with just some workbooks and got grade level workbooks and just started that way. So, and I had been teaching for probably 12 years when I started homeschooling. So that's my first advice. Relax, make it fun. Don't think you have to have a classroom type of situation with a desk. And I mean, I did some ridiculous things, if you remember, Holly. I would have you come to the door and knock at the door, and you'd come in, and I'd say, welcome to school, and we'd kind of set the tone for the day, and it was fun.
And you could do that stuff
you could
too
if you want to.
Make it fun.
Sure, you can make it fun, and we do the Pledge of Allegiance, and we would have our opening prayer, but you don't have to. You can just gather around the kitchen table and pull out some notebooks and just start working with your child, letting them know that you care and you want to help them. And my kids were kind of leery. They had a couple of years of school. They were in a private Christian school, 1 year of public school, which convinced me to homeschool, by the way. And when I brought them home, before that, they didn't get along. My children didn't get along. They were always fighting. And when I brought them home, it was like really different, because then they were like, well, we're all we got, so we better get along. And they started to really work as a family. I saw a settling down like you wouldn't believe. So keep it simple is my first advice.
Bring siblings closer.
Oh, it does. It does. And we'll talk about other things like socialization and things like that later, but that's the first thing I want you to do. Just relax. And I can give you some scientific proof if you'd like. You know, there was a study done in Alaska where they kept children home and didn't send them to school until 3rd grade. And then they had 3rd grade students who went all the way through kindergarten, whatever. And when they went to school, those 3rd graders not only caught up with their classmates, but they actually surpassed them. So you're not going to believe what it's going to do. You're going to be growing very smart children when you are homeschooling. And there's a lot to it, I know, but just do it, dive in, and have fun with it. That'd be my advice.
Okay. Well, that is our first question, and we have got a lot of questions coming up. I think over 25 questions right now. So, but we definitely would love more. So if you have any questions that we possibly haven't put down already on our list,
Yes.
please write a question in the comments below, and I promise that we will answer them one way or another. And yeah, that's it for today. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and please hit that subscribe button, because you do not want to miss a single video in our homeschool series. Now is the time to be planning for the fall. And if you are planning to homeschool or just even thinking about it right now, you know, I know being a new homeschooling mom, you probably have a lot of questions. So please consider subscribing to my channel, and I hope to see you next time on Walks with Holly. Have a great day.